Thank you once again. Going into our next video, dealing with child. Okay, we dealt with adult, which is 30 compressions and 2 breaths. Okay, now the only modification when we deal with child is it's still going to be the same, 30 compressions and 2 breaths, but instead of doing 2 hands, we're going to use one. Now, in regards to children, it's a wide range. We have 2-year-olds, we have 3-year-olds, small toddlers, but then we also have 10-year-old, 11-year-old. These are all considered children. So the way that it has been explained to me is that it's going to be subjective based on the size of the child and the size of the rescuer. What do I mean? Okay, let's say for instance you have a petite woman doing CPR on a big heavy set child, maybe like 9 or 10 years old. And maybe she might start off doing 1-hand compressions on the child, and then she may get tired. Just use 2. Okay, just go into 2. There's no set way you have to do it. If you're not strong enough to do 1, then move into 2. Whereas if it was a big, strong man and it was like the same victim, they probably could do it with 1. Because when we deal with child, we want to avoid pressing too hard because they're so small. You know what I mean? We have 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. Okay. Now we can have a petite woman doing CPR on a 4-year-old, and she'll still use 1 hand to do the CPR. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to use the same idea and understanding that we have for CPR in general. Of course, children are human just as an adult is, so there's not much of a difference. The only difference is instead of using 2 hands, we're going to use 1 on smaller children based on the size of the rescuer and the size of the child. So how we do it is we take 1 hand, we put it in the center of the chest. We're not going to be pressing as hard as we would for an adult, and we may even reinforce that hand just like this. And we're going to do 30 compressions just the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Get our mouth to barrier device. Make a seal. 1 breath. Watch for chest rise. 2 breath. Watch for chest rise. Okay, so a couple things to note. We still want to squeeze the blood out of the heart going from the heart to the brain, but just the technical numbers. When it deals with adult, it's 2 inches. When it comes to infant, babies, meaning under 1, it's 1.5. So when we deal with child, we're somewhere in between. If you want to take a halfway point, we can say it's 1 3/4 of an inches deep. Nobody's taking a ruler and a measuring stick to figure out how deep to press. So what you want to do is you want to press down until you get the most resistance. You want to raise all the way back up, letting the chest come back up to its normal position. You want to continue massaging and flowing blood to the brain. God forbid we're ever in this situation with our children, but we have to know what to do, okay? So that's it for child. Child CPR is fairly easy. Remember to keep in mind that when we deal with children, we're typically not going to have too many heart problems. They're more than likely going to have breathing emergencies, okay? Asthma, choking, allergic reaction, things like that, okay? And we just have to do what we can to be safe and preventative, and hopefully nothing like this ever happens, okay? That's going to conclude child CPR for today, and I'll see you in the next video.